Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Fellow colleagues, we have before us a resolution, Resolution 302, which will declare September 24th as a day of fasting, prayer, and humiliation. Although this resolution focuses on Michigan, it's part of a national call for this day, and it was birthed out of the city of Detroit from a group that was down there praying, and it came to them the thought that one day we should pray for our nation, and in remembrance of what our Abraham Lincoln had done in 1861 when he was looking at the Civil War just starting. So here we are, 1861, the war has started. President Abraham Lincoln looks at the situation and sees the division in this country and realizes that he's got to call on God. The nation has to call on God. So that day happened to be the day of the proclamation that President Lincoln had was September. It was the fourth Thursday of September. And so that's why this day is picked, the fourth Thursday of September, September 24th. Now, if people think the situation is not compared to the Civil War that we're in right today, I would challenge you all to look at the division that we have in this country. Whether it's division between race or ideas, division between whether our national debt is way beyond what it should be, how we raise our families, the list goes on and on and on. I would say we are in a tailspin. This nation is in a serious crash course, or crash destiny, heading for destruction. And I think that we can clearly see signs in front of us. Fortunately, as a people, we are a nation with a long, detailed history of calling on God in these times, a history that involves fasting and prayer. And some people ask me, well, why did you use the word humiliation in here? That doesn't seem appropriate. I'm using the same words that President Lincoln used, and I think what we have to, when we look at this, we have to look and look at it as self-humiliating. In respect, we have to look at basically as our modesty compared to looking at God's higher power of authority. And in that perspective, we are humiliating ourselves before God when we fast and pray and come to Him, realizing that we're at the end of our rope. And so there's a long history of this, biblically, of people fasting and praying. You don't have to look too far. Some of the names in biblical history are Ezra, Ahab. We all know about the city of Nineveh that was going to be demolished, but was spared because of a group of people fasted. Jesus, his apostles, all fasted. Abraham Lincoln fasted. In more modern times, John Wesley. Why do I have this resolution? Why am I on board with this? Just from a personal history of myself of fasting and seeing God respond to fasting and prayer. And so I know it's real. I know God responds to this. And I think it's one of the best, I don't want to say tools in the toolbox, but it's a key that I would think will unlock God's response to the problems that we have. The goal of this day, September 24th, is twofold. One, that our sovereign God would rain down mercy upon our republic, and that He'd help reverse this trend of division and bring us people closer together. Certainly there's places where we can come together. Secondly, that God would bring conversion of hearts, changing our hearts, changing my heart, changing all of our hearts to look at our fellow man with love and understanding, and to realize that we're all creatures on this world for a purpose, destined for great things. There's a pretty well-known phrase here that, not even a phrase, words out of the Bible that resonate with this resolution. I'm sure many of you know about it. It's in 2 Chronicles. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven. I will forgive their sins and I will heal their land. And that's exactly what we're looking for, as a healing of our land. So fellow representatives, some of this may be foreign to you. I'm not sure. I would just say that this is for all people of goodwill. It's for Muslims, it's for Christians, it's for Jewish people to turn to God in a time when we see great turmoil in our country and ask Him for mercy upon our country. I would take the opportunity. We have 110 representatives spread out across this state to get the word out into the state, to talk to people in churches, to talk to your friends, to encourage one another, and also to yourself, to fast yourself on this day in prayer. Try to set aside a day and make this a special day. Give up your time to God, and I think we'll be rewarded for doing that. With that, I ask your support on this resolution.